Well, hello and welcome to day 2, friends. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's session, your VBS session, and welcome back. Today, we're still continuing through the book of Philippians, and I know you're going to enjoy it. Today, we're talking about conversation. And let me ask you, how important is conversation? Do you think it's very important? I do. What you say is very important. And in Philippians chapter 1, verse 27, which we will study today, Paul is encouraging the people, the Philippians, and all of us to make sure our conversation matches God. You know, Disney has done a phenomenal effort with creating great characters like these. Who is this? Lightning McQueen. And how would you recognize Lightning McQueen? What does he say all the time? Ka-chow! Or take this character, for instance. Yes, Mickey Mouse. And how do you recognize Mickey? By his voice. Well, hello, folks. Exactly. Conversation makes a person. A voice even makes a person. A tone even makes a person. And Paul knew that. And that's why he's encouraging our conversation to be like Christ. You know, Peter was a very close disciple of Jesus. One could say that he was his good friend. And when Jesus was going to the cross, Peter was accused of knowing Jesus. But because Peter was so afraid of his connection to Christ, because he knew Christ was going to the cross to die, he was scared that he might be convicted or be sentenced to death like him. And so being afraid, when they recognized Peter as being one of Jesus' disciples, he said that he wasn't. And how many times did he deny Jesus? Not once. Not twice, but 3 times. 3 times he denied Jesus. And so because of that, how was he able to convince people that he wasn't Jesus' disciple? Well, it was in his words, his conversation. He did not mimic Christ in his conversation, denying Jesus. He mimicked one who wasn't a part of Christ. And so what did he do? He started cussing. And I think people were pretty convinced that he was not one of Jesus' disciples. But with that being said, Peter was so upset with his conversation and his change and how he had to swear, I do not know Christ, that he went away deeply sorrowful and wept severely because he was so upset about it. You know, sometimes we can be weak in our conversation too, and we don't do everything that Christ does, and we don't say everything that Christ says, but we can fix it. If you've hurt somebody, apologize, and then trying to mimic Christ. You can also read your Bible, which helps you get to know Christ's words. And also, not only that, you can hang around people's conversation who is like Christ, and they can help hold you accountable with that. Sounds like some pretty good ideas? I think so too. But I don't want to hold you too long. You got to have to go to your VBS session. So thank you for joining us. And I know you're going to have a great time. And in the words of Mickey, shall I say, well, that's all, folks. Thank you for joining us and enjoy VBS Day 2.